Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. It is 8:01. I started a little late here. Don't kill me, please. Please don't kill me. Hello to anybody watching this at any point in time. How are you? How are you? How are you? Yeah. Oi! Look, man. I got to thinking today. I was like, it really hit me. Um, it's kind of crazy. I had some neighbors move out like not too long ago, and I still been like, I've been kind of fucked up about it. I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I don't even know what it is. I think because I've kind of always like, I've always taken like people leaving kind of weird. Like even in high school, whenever some like people would leave, like whenever we would finish our grade and go to another class, and then our whole class would be different this year, it always felt weird. It always felt like it was something was weird about that or off or wrong. Like I don't really know how to put a finger on it, but it felt like every time people just like you sort of come across people, and even if they make a small impact on your life, like they're not really that crucial to you. It still feels kind of weird for them to then leave, and then they kind of just become somebody that you used to know. And then sometimes you'll think about them. Sometimes you'll mess around and you'll be like, I wonder what this person from like my fourth grade class is doing. I hope they're okay. And that's how I am sometimes. And that's kind of how I am with my neighbor. Is like they were annoying. They were a pain in my assholes. Okay, because like in some of my videos, you may be able to hear that you'll hear stomping, and like you'll hear like a doom 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 in some parts of my videos, and that was because they were above me. I'm on the second floor of my apartment. They're on the third floor, and yet they were like professional upstairs neighbors. They were super fucking loud. And when I say they, it was a couple, and they were maybe like in their late 20s. Like they weren't even that old for real, but um they weren't like some like middle-aged couple that don't give a fuck about nobody. You feel me? They were pretty young. And so it's like they were energetic about their stomping. You feel me? They would just be stomping and stomping and stomping, and I'm like, bro, are we feeling okay? And it's crazy because they had a lot of relationship issues, and you could tell because I could hear them. They were like, I mean, it would be days where they were stomping, running back and forth. Like over here, you hear some big ass boom, and then they run over here, and then you hear it in like the bedroom in the front over this side. Like it was kind of chaotic, and I was like, damn, they gonna fuck around and break up one of these days. Y'all living together, but it ain't gonna be for long. And I think at least one of them, I know they only had one car, I believe, that was here, and I'm being real messy right now. Don't mind me, okay? They had one car, and so it was hers, I guess, because she was the main one that drove it. At first, they would sort of both drive it, but then eventually, once things got a little shaky, I only saw her driving it, so I felt like that was her car. And she has Arizona plates, so she's not from here. She's not from here, or at least one of them, I guess, is not from here, and so they were dealing. They moved over here, or something like that, and then now they having these issues in a whole different state and stomping all over the place. They don't give a fuck about nobody beneath them. They surely don't give a fuck about me. And so they would walk back and forth, and I would always hear that. But then I would kind of hear some of their problems. I would hear them yelling. You would hear them like outside. They would come out. They would bring the fight outside, and then I would be like, damn, like y'all niggas about to y'all really mad right now. And so I thought that was like it is what it is. I'm not really tripping on stuff like that. Like as crazy as that is, I still feel kind of fond of them, even though I didn't talk to them that much. I remember when I moved in, the guy, when I moved in, I had this couch behind me, which I'm trying to get rid of because it's too big. It was like a hand-me-down, and so I'm trying to get something smaller, like a modular couch, something you can take apart and sort of carry like each individual piece, so it's easier to move into of an apartment. You feel me? Because if I'm not gonna be somewhere for 5+ years, the way these apartments be set up, I need something that's pretty easy to move in and out of places if I'm gonna go somewhere else. And so, I'm trying to get a modular couch, but when I first moved in, I had this one. It's real heavy. It's got like the little motor in it, so it like lean back and shit. And so, I got I had like my family here to help me move it in, but we were having a hard time because the way you gotta like position the couch and turn it and all this other stuff. And so it was like it was a real big issue. We was sitting outside the door with the couch just on, like in different positions, trying to like turn it and maneuver it and all this other stuff. And lo and behold, the guy comes home while we're moving this stuff, and he goes up to his apartment. He goes up the stairs and then sees us, struggling, and then he comes downstairs like on his own accord. We didn't ask him, no nothing. He just comes downstairs and he just starts helping. He's like, all right, yeah, let's do, we can try this, we can try that. And I thought that was so cool, because usually people don't do that. They'll just be like, yeah, good luck with that shit. Get the fuck away from me, wouldn't be me though, wouldn't let that shit happen to me though, right? And so he came downstairs, started helping, and he, like, the way he told us, like, hey, just try to turn it like this, like this, like this, then lay it in. That's what got it in here, And so when I move out, eventually, when I move out of here, I'm getting some movers to get that, because I'm not touching that shit again. It was just too much. I'm not doing it. Yeah, y'all worry about that. So, and that's like one of the only like heavy things I got for real. That and like a TV stand, and that's pretty much it. But it was like I just thought that was pretty dope. So that's what I thought of when I thought of him. I didn't have nothing else to really go by off of, except for that. And so I thought that was so cool that he, was just willing to help like that. And so they moved out like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I've been thinking about that because they moved out so quietly. I was like, maybe I could help them out if I see them moving out, right? If they got stuff in trucks and stuff. No, they moved out quietly. I heard a couple, like some stomps. I ain't gonna hold you. The day, like the night before they left, like behind me is where like the front door is. So my front door is off to like this corner. That's like right here where my finger is. It's kind of back there. But so that's where the front door is on theirs as well, since they're directly above me. And so I heard some banging essentially from kind of that side of the room, right? And I thought they was fucking. I thought they were just clapping cheeks because it was in one particular area, and I got my couch right here, and I'm like, well, if your living room is set up anyway like mine, I'm hearing just dum 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 dum, and I'm like, are these motherfuckers knocking boots? Like, why are you doing that? Why am I just hearing dum 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 dum? And I'm like, you know what? Let me mind my business, okay? I don't know what y'all got going on, but they've been having some tumultuous issues. That's the SAT word, tumultuous issues. And so I was like, you know what? Look, y'all get it how you live, right? So, but they moved out. They moved out super quiet. Like I said, she still had Arizona plates on her car, and they've been here for, however long their lease was. They got here before I got here. And so they got the lease and everything, or they got moved out, and then she had like one of them little small trailers that you just put on the back of your like car. She got like a little small SUV, so she put like a little trailer on the back of that was a U-Haul one way, back to Arizona. I saw that, I was like, dang, y'all moving out for real, and so because they were so quiet about moving out, they didn't really have like big furniture and stuff like that moving. And so she just had this little small U-Haul that sits on the back of her truck, not too big. And I was like, dang, they really heading back, And it kind of got me thinking too about myself a little bit, because I'm like, it kind of got me thinking about like traveling again, because I like to travel, but life be lifing, you know what I mean? Life be lifing. And so I'm thinking about, like people having the courage to move states over for jobs, people having the courage to, like pack up. Maybe they had friends there. They definitely got family there, stuff like that. Your base is here, but you moving over here. And I've always thought about moving, out of my state because of just, different priorities for me, right? Better weather, better school systems. If, when I was thinking about, having children and, like, so setting up a life before, all those big those big, like, settle down things happen to where you can't move, and so it's like, that might be the play, and so it got me thinking about that again. And so that's why I say I feel kind of fond about it, because it's like, dang, like, you had to quit your job. Like, think about all the little individual actions that you had to go again. You had to go through for that. You know what I mean? To like, quit your job, put your little 2 weeks notice in, or maybe month notice, just so you can have time to, clean up your apartment. Y'all are, kind of, I assume, going through a rough patch, and so you may end up breaking up. You're gonna have to go back home, maybe live with your parents for a little bit. Like, it's like that could be potentially what you see on social media when people are like, I packed up and I went back home and now I'm living with my parents. One of those like big restart moments, those, and so those big like life changes. And so it's like, I don't know. It got me a little bit in my feelings. Not gonna hold you, but I guess, I don't know, man. I'm always thinking like, what's next for real? Because, this day and age, it's really hard to, let me see if I can put a little music on. This day and age is real hard to like feel settled in where you at, especially with so many things changing politically, economically, socially, all that stuff. Like, people are changing continuously, right? We're always having these changing social dynamics. And so it's really hard to put a pin in like, okay, this is what's for me. You know what I mean? And so, by the way, my plan for today is a little bit of just talking. I have a couple of videos that I want to kind of get into, and it was something to do, it's something about dubs, about anime dubs, and not just, I don't want to, just talk about anime this whole stream again, but that I saw a video, about dubs, and, one second. I saw something about dubs on Instagram, and it got me thinking about, how to really explain myself when it comes to why I think dubs are just a little weird sometimes. Like, me personally, I don't like watching dub unless it's particular shows. Like, I can watch Demon Slayer dub. I can watch like Naruto dub, obviously. I can watch like Bleach dub. Maybe One Piece if I'm gonna watch One Piece, even though I don't watch One Piece. But maybe like those like sort of big shows, maybe those are straight. But for the most part, in like like the now, it's usually just those really, really, really big titles that I probably watch dub for the most part. Because I think there's sometimes like this sort of disconnect when it comes to their voices and stuff that I really want to like flesh out and kind of help people understand from my perspective, at least. Maybe somebody else feel the same way. So do that, and then I'll jump into some Stellar Blade today. I need a break from Misai because I am not in the emotional mood today to play horror. I'm not feeling it. I'll be honest. Let me see. So yeah, like, but it's just like I said, so many things are changing now, and so it's hard to really feel like settled in. I feel like everybody now is just a little bit restless when it comes to life. And so I like even with like stuff that we do in a day, it don't feel real half the time, because all that time from COVID took away people's years, right? At least like 2 years of people's time. People was graduating at home. You couldn't even walk. They sent you your diploma to you. You didn't even get the experience of walking on the stage. That happened for however long, however many, classes graduating. And it really put a lot of people's lives on hold. It helped a lot of people in social media because that's when it was like this boom for it. But for the most part, like, people just have not really truly recovered, if that's even a thing in that sort of situation. You feel me? So, I don't know. I think it's a little odd, but at the same time, I guess I'm just trying to say I'm taking this shit day by day, just like anybody else. Especially social media, it's just. One dude said on social media, and I have to get this out. One dude said on social media that I think it was Instagram that I saw a video, and he said that we are no longer on social media. You're now on interest media, which may not even be a complete definition of what we're seeing now, but it's a very, I think, telling description of at least a lot of what you're seeing. I think I spoke about this a little bit before, but I'll say it again. And that, like, even like pretty much every app you see now operates essentially the same way, but in slightly different ways. So you got like YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, but not so much. Well, I guess Twitter. I don't really use Twitter for the most part. I've never really done it. I've always thought Twitter had demonic energy. I'm not even like religious, but they're demons. Like people on Twitter are demons. I'm sorry. You don't have to be religious to say that. People on Twitter are demons. They are a different breed. I remember getting on Twitter and feeling so bad for this girl. I remember getting on Twitter feeling so bad for this girl. She was like a seller of goods, and I'm not talking about regular products. She was a seller of cats, if you know what I mean. She sold things of hers, and but at the same time, she was like this dominatrix, and so she would be like show posts of men DMing her and being like, like be mean to me, talk down to me, belittle me, right? And she would say like, you don't deserve to get to, pay me $500 to talk to me, blah 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 blah. Pay me, you got to do this and get on your knees and do this and do that to prove to me that you're even worthy of talking to me. And they would show the receipts, like the little Apple things where it's like, send $500, or whatever. And so they would be paying it, and she would be like, "Yep, in a day's work." And I'm like, "What?" But then a post or two later, she's like, "Yeah, I've never felt love. I've always felt unloved. I use sex as a way to cope with my reality, and I've never been able to feel the warmth of a man. I've always just used sex as a way to get over my obsession with feeling something, literally anything in this world. I've never been able to feel loved by anyone or anything, and so I use sex to cope with that. As long as I'm able to feel touch of any kind, I am okay." And I'm like, what? Are we fit? Like, I felt so bad. I'm like, and I got off of there. I was like, okay, get me out of here. Because I remember seeing the people that she was liking and retweeting. I'm invested. I'm like, what is going on with this chick, right? And then she's like, everybody that she's posting is also dominatrixes, and so they're doing the same thing, and they're calling dudes piggies and shit. She's like, talk, who's your boss, little piggy, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck? What are we saying here? I'm scared. Somebody call a trusted adult. I need help. Because like, what are we talking about here? I had to get off of Twitter at that point. That's why I say Twitter is a unholy place. So Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, etc., right? They work on, TikTok, they all work on these like algorithms now, right? So now if you look at your YouTube page, before what used to be just like on a main page that was untouched by a profile, whenever you let's say you don't log into YouTube on your account, or you look at it from another TV or something like that, the main page will be completely different. It'll be like just a bunch of like NPC videos, like I paid $10 million for this person to create a mansion exclusively made out of chocolate, and you're like, what the fuck? Like that is what you see on the main page, and I think that is way different than what it was way different than what you see on like your subscriber page and your modified feed based off of what you've seen, liked, subscribed to, etc. But now it's all the same thing. Your feed is just interests. It's whatever you may be interested in, what you searched on Google, what you ate the last week, what you the people you've talked to, what you've spoken about with your friends, what you bought, everything. They are taking all of that and then just throwing it to you on these like pages, like like YouTube. And so now you're getting stuff that's just the same of what you've watched, but like a slightly different flavor, just so they can keep you on these apps. And that's just sort of like made the exploration of seeing or finding people that you really enjoy watching, and you can stick around and become like a member, a fan, etc. of them. It just makes that so much harder. That's the same thing with Spotify, with music, same thing with Netflix and movies, same thing with Instagram and profiles that you follow. Everybody is harder to stick around with because they are just showing you everything possible that's gone viral, that's popular, that's been interacted with, engaged with, to a big degree. You feel me? And like, that's cool, and all to have that. You feel me? Like that's not a problem per se. but it's like it is a problem, because like you can look on Instagram and uh you won't see none of the people that you follow. You'll be like, bro, where the fuck have you been? I've been here every day. You have? Yes. They've been here every day posting and you just don't know it. And it's because they don't post videos. They don't post the reactions. They don't post the viral clips and just doing it again and again and again, right? Like, so they don't get that same virality that other people get. Same thing with TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. Like there, and you can see, like I just got on TikTok, like just recently, like when I just started posting and made the account for this, for my streaming type stuff, I didn't have a TikTok. I never made an account. And so now I'm learning what it means to be on TikTok, what exactly people like on TikTok. And so when I don't even really like scrolling on there for real, but I be doing it almost like education purposes, for education purposes. And I'm like scrolling and I'm like, it seems like a lot of music related stuff. It seems like the typical meme format where it's like them just sort of acting something out with some like viral like audio behind it, whether it's music or like music with particular lyrics that they just sort of act out, or it's like an actual audio from somebody else's video that's went viral, And so when, like I saw one today, he was like, I'm calling the cops on you, buddy, the white ones, like, so stuff like that. Like it's just, I'm seeing more and more the type of videos that people are posting that are going kind of viral. And I'm gonna start learning from that myself, but you can just see that it's about virality. It's, you will have one post that gets super viral and then they're talking about how they don't top 1,000 views in their other ones, you know what I mean? And so it's really just, and I think TikTok actually likes bright colors. I may be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. I think TikTok really likes bright colors. And like my yellow jacket that I got, my like sort of blue teal Adidas jacket that I have, I think it likes color like that. I can't prove it, but I think it does. And so, I don't get as many views. So the algorithm is slightly different on Instagram because I don't get as many views over there, but it's still essentially the same thing with like virality and stuff like that. Instagram is just a little weird because a lot of the posts that I see that go viral, not even viral, but like the ones that I see that, 20,000 likes, 50,000 likes, it could be 14,000 likes, 80,000 likes, 767,000 like it doesn't really matter. Anywhere in between that, it could be anywhere from like a few days old to like like a year and a half old, bro. Like they will give me something it'll say from 46 weeks ago, from 29 weeks ago. I'm seeing comments from people that are 29, 27, 22 weeks in the past. Like, what the fuck? Why are you showing me something this fucking old? Because they want to keep me on the platform. Simple as that, So, I don't know. Shit just be changing a lot. Look at this nigga, man. It just be changing, and it's cool, it's straight, it's fine, it's whatever, but I don't know. So but yeah, like people, I did make a post about what I was saying yesterday in about like Free Ren's director saying anime has, it's like losing, not has lost, but it is sort of losing that. And I think so. I really do think so. Like anime is like, and when I make comments about something, it's more so about an aggregate. It's more so about like the totality. So think of my comment as it pertains to the universe, right? So each individual star or like solar system or galaxy or whatever is going to be the individual like either the individual topics or maybe like an individual title in anime or any medium, game, whatever, that is present, but it's not what I'm talking about in totality. So people will try to disprove what I'm saying by saying, well, if I can find one example of this not being the case, therefore the rest of your argument is now, null and void. If I can disprove one thing, that cracks open the rest of your argument. And I'm saying, no, it doesn't, because I already account for, even in some of my videos, I account for that. I account for, you telling me like here's a title, right? That doesn't bother me because, and I'm fine with you giving me recs. Most of the recs I have now have been the same stuff that I already known about, because people don't realize that that is also a view that I hold, is that they mostly recommend the same stuff over and over and over again. People don't realize, like, in totality, it may seem like a lot of titles, but when you think about it, there's like dozens upon dozens that come out each season, and there's like 4 seasons that they have each year, 3 to 4 seasons of like shows airing each year. It adds up. So you're talking to me about something from 2004. You talking to me about something from 2002. You talking to me about Fruits Basket. Like, bro, that's one of the few that you can give me that's really different. That's one of the things that is gonna stand out. So I'm talking about stuff in totality. So when I say they don't know what they're doing with anime, if I say they don't know what they have, that's because I'm thinking of it from like a sort of what I've seen the past few years. Where are they going next, especially with like the AI trends and stuff like that? And I'm thinking about how exactly are you going to build off of this when what you've had thus far has been sort of underutilized. And I'm saying this from a sort of sense of like, what's going to be recommended 5 years from now? Are we still going to be talking about Monster 5 years from now? Are we still going to be talking about Fruits Basket 5 years from now? Are we still going to be talking, even though Fruits Basket, the second version of it came out in 2019, are we still going to be talking about that 5 years from now? Are we still going to be talking about AOT 5 years from now? And that's great that those titles have staying power and that they are considered timeless. That's great. Don't get rid of them, but you still should be able to reference titles from 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021 to be able to say these are the new age ones that we're coming out with, that we're going to put a lot of effort into, that we're going to make sure that all parts of the show are rocking and rolling. You feel me? We can't keep basically like we cannot keep waiting for the home run hitter to show up and then just be like, hey, but look, this one title exists, when you're not thinking about the 20 other ones from that season that were trash, that got 5s on Mal, that are not going to get a second season. They're not going to see the light of day, So it's like we gotta really stop like kind of thinking about things in like a small perspective, I think. You know what I mean? So that's just my opinion, man. Let me make sure something else. Okay. So yeah, like we got to make sure that we're not just like, talking about some funky stuff. So, but like at the end of the day, bro, it's whatever y'all want to do, But I'm just saying this from like a general standpoint of the universe is big, but so are galaxies, so are black holes, and all this other stuff. Like all this stuff are of big stature, but at the same time, like we got to realize, like, even though that stuff may happen, that stuff may be grandiose to us, it still isn't bigger than the larger universe that we understand. You feel me? And so that's what I'm saying is like when I'm talking about this stuff and I talk about like a drama, if I talk about rom-coms and stuff like that, it's not to say, no individual title has done X, Y, or Z. It's more so of just the aggregate of out of all the shows that you've had, a lot of them topping off at one season, a lot of them not really, like you're taking out the parts of the characters that even make them who they are, that allow people to feel connected to them in particular versus somebody else, or somebody from another show. You've kind of stripped some of those qualities out from under them and then put the title out, and now it may be decent, but it's not enough to make me personally stick around, buy anything for it, buy a DVD, like recommend it, keep its name up or whatever. And it may not be the same for other people that are watching it as well. It doesn't have that memorability like those Ghibli movies you can go back and watch. It doesn't have that memorability like the JJKs or the AOTs or the Narutos, etc. You feel me? So it's not so much to just be like, okay, yeah, go find one title that this, that does this, because I'm sure you can, that's just not really the point. But like I said, I did see there's this video about Ragna, that Ragna from Ragna Crimson, and it got me thinking about Dub Okay. It got me thinking about dub, where dub is kind of it's got a weird vibe to it, and that's because dub is, in many cases, it's underutilized for at least English speakers if they're doing it from like an American base or something. Um, there are a lot of times they don't pay them very much, and so that's why when people say like, "Oh, I hate dub," dub watchers, are like, "You're fine to me. I don't really think anything of it." But at the same time, you got to realize that people who watch sub, it's in another language, but it's more so for like originality purposes, and it's also for um, the quality of the product. I think people know how to discern between something that's like okay, pretty good, kind of good, and something that's like really like exceptional. You feel me? So I think I have this clip from that I like using as an example to kind of tell people, give people an introduction to the conversation about why it is dub just sort of falls back sometimes. Um, but it is largely because they don't want to pay them, right? It's largely because they don't give them, like, it's not a protected profession here. We're still fighting for play, certain industries to even have unions and stuff like that where you can get better pay. And so because they don't really see it as that big of a deal, you'll be a part of a big production, get paid a couple $100s, and they'll call it a day. You could have a pretty big role and not get paid anything as a voice actor here. Whereas in Japan, you'll have voice acting dedicated schools. People are trying to be voice actors specifically. And they don't do that now. They don't do that here, rather. They don't, like, you probably do, but you got to go to a specific place, or, it probably costs a fuck ton of money. And so it's just not really that big here. And so there's this scene from Naruto, and it's got the sub and the dub, sub on top, dub on the bottom, and it is Sasuke and Naruto's last fight of Shippuden, when they, or is it? I believe so. I think this is the last fight of Shippuden, where they were. This is after I think they beat Kaguya, and they were fighting, and Sasuke gets knocked into a rock in the back, and this is where this starts. And so I want to watch this and then sort of explain the minutia, and hopefully I can get the audio up to so you can hear it properly. But it's real small, and it's only stuff that directors and people who have to check off these boxes of parts of the project that need to be complete and well rounded and stuff like that. This is what they should be focused on. Maybe the consumer, you may be cool. You may be like, oh no, that's fine. It's a good enough quality. Perfectly okay. But just for somebody who wants to look at the little things that take something from good to great and great to exceptional, you're gonna need to see the smaller things that other people may just overlook. You feel me? So let me see. Hopefully I can get this right the first time. Okay, 1 second. Boom. Okay. Let's change that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay.
Over and 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 over again. Just give up and let me cut you down already. And over.
Way. That is Carbaggio. Okay, so look, let me say, I respect the VA for both of them, but what I'm saying about this sort of thing here is exactly what the fuck everybody else be seeing. So what I was talking about when it comes to voice acting, this is one of those pillars of voice acting that I'll be talking about. Okay, so with that clip, you'll see that Sasuke in the sub is slightly different from Sasuke in the dub. Not just voice quality and stuff like that. There's very different things in both of these clips. So, like, you'll notice in the dub, there's something very subtly different about his second part of speaking, and that is him being able to whisper, which is crazy. One of the biggest things that differs from dub is the ability to be able to have a wider range of vocal tones. So the two categories that are going to differ in sub and dub. One of them is tone, one of them is volume. Okay, and then maybe third can be something like effects, so sound effects. And so the tone differs in that Sasuke dub and sub because the actor is able to convey a much more strained voice because he's able to whisper. If you listened in that, his second time of saying over and over, he was whispering. He sounded like he was on the ground, like cringing from like pain, which is how Sasuke is in this scene. And so he's able to perfectly portray how tired Sasuke would be in that moment based off of his voice. And that's not something you heard or would see in the dub. He's more of doing this like just angry voice. It's just over and over and over, and it just gets louder and louder and louder. And that is the difference, is they allowed the sub creator to go super low to where he was whispering in the mic, and they kept it in. They would have not allowed that for dub, but they kept it in for him. And that tonal difference, that ability to have that wider range, he went from 0 to 100, whereas the dub went from maybe 5 to 100. And that extra 5 points makes all the difference when trying to make something exceptional. Is when you're trying to make voice acting stand out, you have to let them go. You have to let them go in whatever way, whatever range they can, to find out what works best for that moment and what is most natural to them to do in that moment. And so like sometimes when it comes to certain scenes in dub and sub, they differ because they don't allow their tone to be different. And that also goes into to volume as well, is because you'll see that in both ways of the dub being the dub, the actors will all sound the same all the time. They'll be like this overly dramatic voice is, oh my God, what are they doing? And it's like that all the time, and it doesn't allow for them, when they're trying to put their voice in that sort of spectrum, it doesn't allow them to drop it an octave. It doesn't allow them to whisper in that tone, or to sound strained or tired or exasperated, because they're too busy trying to keep up this sort of like theatrical sense of a voice, and that issue is exacerbated when you have scenes like this, when the person is trying to convey such a deep emotional turmoil, but you're not able to provide that, even though the voice actor is great. He's not able to get that extra bottom end grunt power. He's not able to get that grunt power at the bottom end to be able to make that high note, to make that like largest, that loudest note at the end. Let me cut you down already, right? He didn't start low enough to make that high really appreciated. The same way that you say you can't appreciate the sun without the rain, you can't appreciate the good days without the bad. You have to take the full length of the opposite to be able to enjoy the full length of the good, of the stuff that you want. And that is something that's key in voice acting, is allowing the person to do something in a natural way, and then being able to like edit it and post later on to just be able to be, intelligible from people's ears. You know what I mean? So it's not so much that it's, an issue of voice quality, not all the time. Sometimes it is, but like I said, it's really about paying them. So it's not so much about voice quality as it is about them just not having the proper direction to be able to do that, to having the proper ability to fully extend themselves in whatever way they can with their voices, and so that's why I think that is a really great clip. And then also what you'll see in that is at the end of the dub, at the end of the sub, you'll hear this echo from Sasuke's voice, because they're in a big chasm, like this big, pit, essentially surrounded by rocks and stuff. And so you'll hear, this big echo sound, this boom of like a sort of ripple effect in his voice as he's shouting it. And that helps you understand the distance in which they're standing from each other, how the sound would work in an environment like that. But then the dub, but then the dub does not have that. It doesn't have those same audio effects that existed in the sub. They took those out, or they didn't honor them when doing the voice role. And so you don't get that same chilling effect once it gets to that final production. And that's one of the big things I see now, is sometimes it feels like the dub's vocals are naked. Their vocals are butterball naked, and they're not putting extra effort into the back end because they're not paying people. They're not putting the extra effort in the back end to be able to put in those atmospheric qualities that will make people feel that. And sometimes in sound, what you don't notice is some of the little nuances that audio engineers will put in to be able to make you feel certain stuff in certain moments. They'll put in certain high-pitched noises, maybe lower-pitched noises, and it'll do stuff to your body. It'll make your hair tingle. It'll make you feel a chill over your body, and you're meant to. You'll be able to see this in like movie theaters because it's a much bigger environment. The sound quality is much more concentrated, but you should be able to see this even at home and stuff like that. Is when you feel that scene of something dreaded coming, and it's partially to do with the music that they've put in it, and that does something to you, and you won't notice it unless you're specifically looking for it. And so I think that's something you have to really get used to seeing and listening for, is those nuances, seeing those nuances in like voice quality, the volume, the tone, all of that. Because in the Japanese anime, when the sub, they allow them to express themselves and say things in whatever way comes out. They allow their voices to sometimes peak in certain ways that sounds good. Laughs are not perfect. They will have imperfect laughs, and those usually sound the best. They sound the most natural. When you try to make somebody do something 1,000 times over to get some sort of generic sounding, dramatic voice line or something, it usually loses some of its best qualities, I think. And so that's what I saw in that. I just didn't think that was really, I don't know. I think that's just real telling, because it's still a good show, right? And people usually don't notice it because it still is a part of a good show. You're more engrossed in the moment of what that means, and not so much of like the minutia of, did they keep in the ripple effect? Did they keep in this sort of sound effect on his voice at this point and stuff like that? So that's how I was seeing it. It's good though. Oh, Lee, I just saw this too. I remembered I had this BioShock thing in here as well. So BioShock apparently is being canceled. The game is being canceled. Let me see here. So, look at this, bro. The BioShock game is the game in the remake. The remake and the sequel. So apparently they did have a movie for BioShock coming out. I don't know if that's still going on, because they also did have like some rewrites and some other stuff apparently for that too. So I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen with the movie, but at least the remake and the sequel are glued, because they've had like extensive problems with it and some rewrites and changes with the game, and so I guess they're not gonna really be doing that too much no more, which is interesting. Look at this freaky ass nigga, man. Look. Hey man, somebody come get your uncle for real. Why is he looking at me like that? He want to bathe me in some oil, some sleep. He want to drench me in some butter. He's feeling romantical. He said, "Come kiss me on my hot mouth." I'm feeling romantical. Hey! I know my neighbors probably think I'm kind of weird. That's okay. Ragna Crimson, brother.
Who's that child on your shoulders?
This is the video that got me thinking about
must know each other to be like that.
Let me show you why.
But maybe it would be best to remove... Huh? Did he just move?
Let's see.
No.
That's
impossible.
That right there.
I didn't feel time snapping back.
See, y'all may not notice it. Go watch the dub. I promise. Go watch the dub for that show, and it will make sense. Huh? Why is he moving? Did I see that happen? No way. My time's supposed to make him frozen. There's no way he should be able to move. That's the shit I'm talking about. Why does everything sound like that? Y'all about to make me tweak out because you should not be sounding like that all the time with every single line. You should be scared. That person ought to sound like she is terrified of her life. Why? Because she was. He scared the panties off that girl in that scene. And she could not handle it. So much so, she lost her powers after fighting him. He put the beats on her so bad. She couldn't use that power no more. She was so frightened by him, she was having nightmares. She was having nightmares that this man didn't leave her house. And that is how you sound? That is how you sound? Listen, we gotta do better because that's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's that shit that I'm talking about. Dub has to do better. And then I don't want to get into Ragna's. He did okay, but again, it's more so about the sound effects of him. They need to do more sound effects in the back end when it comes to these like crumbling voices and these scenes where the character is meant to like shake the world essentially. Bro, do better. Put more effort into this shit before I tweak the fuck out. Cause there is absolutely no excuse. There is absolutely no excuse for that. You feel me? For her just being like, huh? Why is he moving? Why is he moving? He shouldn't be able to move. Huh? What? Hey, get the fuck on, man. I just get so tired of this shit. I get so tired of that shit, man. And it's even worse when the show is not like that much. When the show is like a small show or something like that. Like it's even worse when it's like that, you know. They really need to do better. I think overall we need to do better. But Riding the Crimson cannot. I recommend it. Like that's one of the titles that I would say like flat out yes, I recommend anybody to watch. It's got some crazy ass fights in it. Ragnar puts hands and feet on people. I just tell you that. Like if you have not seen it, it's a seinen, so it is a little bit more mature. Like a little bit more mature, and it's in how it portrays characters mostly, because it is still like battles and stuff like that. So I recommend it. Ragnar is one of them ones. He's overpowered, but not really. Like you'll see why is that he's overpowered, but in a good way, because he can still be matched. So he's powerful enough to give you that excitement, and he fights in a way that he's just like balls to the wall, but he's not. He does meet his match, and he will meet people that are stronger than him, you know. And so like he has to overcome some stuff. You feel me? So I do recommend it. I think that's great. Like I said, Crimson is an underrated character. I think he is very tragic. He's probably got some stuff up his sleeve that he's not telling just yet. That's in season 1, but he is morally very ambiguous. You will not be able to just be like, oh yeah, I really like this character, because he does some more than questionable stuff. More than questionable. He does some outright villainous things. Okay, so. But he is a main character, and so you have to like understand that is exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Is you need to be able to. This man is still looking at me. I'm trying not to look at him, but he's looking at me. He's staring me down right now, and he's licking his lips, and I'm trying so hard not to feel assaulted. I need help. So somebody come get your freaky ass uncle. Hide the butter from him, hide the baby oil, and tell him to go find Jesus, okay? Because, I still say this, man. Look, this is a conversation that I've been thinking about. You see, like, this is one thing that I be talking about sometimes, that I'm so interested in figuring out why that is, because people are always talking. Like, I remember, so the manhwa, what was it called? Windbreaker. The manhwa Windbreaker was canceled because people were like, oh my gosh, they found out he was plagiarizing people's work. And then you find out, what do they mean by that? He copied somebody's image and then sort of drew it in the realm of his story. So I'm like, what? So he traced something? Like, you're mad because he traced somebody's work and then turned his characters into that backdrop sort of deal? And it's like, you canceled his work that was going on for like 5+ years because of that. A lot of artists trace, as you can see in this video. A lot of them trace. A lot of these people trace. They will have. You're mad about him tracing things, and a lot of these people be doing that, so how are you going to get mad at him for taking like this sort of outline, putting his characters in it, and that's really just taking time off of him, because he's having to keep up with deadlines and getting chapters out and stuff like that. And in these manhwa, they're colored, so it's not just black and white, it's not just shading. So he's having to put in a lot of effort with buildings and characters and stories, etc. And y'all are mad because he had, like, let's say, for example, 2 characters that's like kissing or some shit. He said, okay, let me take this, boom, apply it to my characters, and that's a great scene that fits my story. Because at the end of the day, his story still has to fit those characters. Like, he can't just take pictures of somebody climbing a mountain and his story has nothing to do with that. He can't just take pictures of somebody swinging a sword and his story don't have swords in it. You feel me? So him tracing something is the least of my worries, as long as the story is not plagiarized, as long as the characters, what they're going through is not you taken directly from somebody else. Who gives a fuck if you are tracing something that's going to then be turned into somebody completely different? Like, who gives a shit? Like, really, who gives a fuck? Truly, I surely don't. I surely do not give 1, 2 red, blue, or fucks. 1, 2 red or blue fucks. Green 3 P-tree 3C fucks. I surely don't. Now I don't get it. I don't know why anybody would give a fuck. I don't know why anybody would give a flying fuck. I need to save more stuff to this. Because some of these I don't feel, man, I ain't gonna look at this shit, man. Look at the stuff I be saving. I am diabolical. Great series, by the way. I always recommend people go check out Amanda's videos. At's right here. She's great. And this is what I'll be talking about with feelings and emotions in shows. She does the same thing, but for brands and like artists and things like that. Like, she does, not just for music, for brands in general. And I think that's really good. She does something fantastic. So yeah, I guess I'll just, end up going to Stellar Blade in a little bit. Look at this shit. I saw this and I was like, wow, Tower of God's creator is looking back on the series a decade later. This is what I was talking about before. Like, this is why I really don't get involved in stuff like this, bro. Because you're like halfway done with your story, and you're 10 years in. You know, you gotta do better. I'm not trying to be, 45 still looking at these same stories. Like, can we get a move on these? You know, you got 2 seasons out of your anime, maybe making another one. I don't know, but. Like, it's going to take you like 30 seasons just to finish your story, and it's going to take you about 40 years to do it. Come on, do better. That change, and I also don't really get, like, how are some of y'all not, like, they're like, oh yeah, this artist is a recluse. They don't really go to a whole lot of interviews and stuff like that. Boy, listen to me. Let me tell you something straight. When I become an author, it's a wrap. I'm slutting myself out to everybody. I am a whore for interviews, brother. I'm not like, that is an opportunity to market yourself, bro. Why would you not go to these interviews? Why are you a recluse sitting in your home, not going to these places, trying to get your work out there? I get that it's pretty successful or what have you. You need to be out here making some moves for your art. Why? I cannot fathom that. I'm not like the most, like robust extrovert, but I'm busting it open when it comes to getting some money. I'm busting it open when it comes to getting my work and my art out there for people to see. I'm not talking about stripping my clothes off. I'm not losing nothing from me by saying that my art is important to me. So therefore, I'm going to do what I can, if it means traveling to expos, to get my message out there, to get my title out there, to talk with my fans, to be able to, like, answer questions that they may have about it, to be able to, tell them about some things that I have up and coming that they may be interested in. Like, that gets people galvanized about your work. You want that. So, I mean, I can understand some people may have like anxiety and stuff like that, which I completely get if that's you. But like, if that's not you, if you're just not wanting to do these things, if you're just not wanting to do these things, couldn't be me. That's for sure. So, but yeah, Tarot God is just too damn long, man. Why do you think Tarot God was one of the first webtoons to gain global popularity? Do you start with the story of the characters, or do you start with the story and then add characters into it? However, as the story unfolds, the characters sometimes take on a life of their own and steer the narrative in unexpected directions. That is great. That is a great response to that. Your characters should steer your narrative in unexpected directions. Sometimes, and I think this is where anime gets it wrong, is that they'll sometimes allow their characters to just be placed into general perspectives, general situations, and what that does is it takes away the agency of each individual character. When you have somebody, like if you have somebody that is psychotic, like clinically psychotic in your story, they won't act normal. They're not going to do things by the book. So having a character that is psychotic, having a character that is mentally disturbed should alter your story in ways that you theoretically would not know or be able to think of until it kind of gets to that moment. So some of these situations with these characters, and it follows this very particular path that's already laid out, you can just sort of see why it was chosen. That is not very good storytelling in my opinion, because how do you, like, your characters are different colors, and so mixing them together in different situations should bring out different outcomes. So if you're going to have characters 1, 2, and 7 clash at some point, that should be completely different of a situation, of a build up, of a setup, of a falling action. All of that should be different than characters 2, 9, and 12 coming together. You feel me? And so how those things formulate and then sort of have their outcomes should be different vastly, because the people should be different in their own right. You feel me? How they like for example in Naruto, Shikamaru's outcomes are going to be different than Naruto outcomes, right? Shikamaru's outcomes are going to be different than Naruto's outcomes. Neji's outcomes, because he got packed up, but Neji's outcomes are going to be different from Lee's outcomes, are going to be different from Kakashi's outcomes, right? And so that's what I think is like, when you have characters, they should bounce off of each other. They should all be, you know, because they have different backgrounds, different perspectives, and things like that, they should affect the story in a way that that character can only do, you know? And like whenever they just sort of have these generic situations where it doesn't matter who they place in these situations, it's just they follow the path of the story, I think that's kind of doing your storytelling a disservice. You're not really doing what you should do with that. But every time I got it straight, it's just I'm not gonna read that much, bro. I'm not reading hundreds and hundreds of chapters. You've got me fucked up. Who's this? Oh, it's may I ask for one final thing? And I don't give a fuck about that. Dusk Beyond the End of the World anime unveils first promo video.
眠りから覚めた時、そこは200年後の世界だった。
アキラ、私と結婚してください。
結婚？突然求婚してきたのは、かつての婚約者トワさんにそっくりなアンドロイドだった。話をさせてくれ。
じきに私たちの村函館に到着します。国という地域管理形態はオーエルが解体したんです。
国がない。あれは何？結婚式っぽいけど全員女性だし。
あれはエルシーだよ。
貴様は旧時代の遺跡からの出土品扱いとなる。人権などないと思え。
西暦日本の気分が抜けないようですね。このピンチからあなたたちを救うことができます。
頼む、力を貸してくれ。
どうぞお消えください。
俺トワサを探すよ。東京に向かおうと思う。
目的地が決まりましたね。私アモル。
よろしくな。俺にはトワサっていう将来を誓い合った人がいる。
What the fuck is this even about? I'm not even like, what time period are we in? Look like it was I don't get it. Got machine gun, like, bro, I don't even know what I'm looking at right now. Am I stupid? I don't get it. Oh yeah, the mangaka died. That sucks. That really sucks. I hate hearing about stuff like that. What is this? Yeah. Well, I guess I'll just go to Stellar Blade now. Fuck it. So this is the video that I was showing. It's Sasuke over and over, and it says English dub. Or is that it? Is that it? I think that. No, it's actually this one. My fault. It was the shorts. It was Sasuke Sasuke Uchiha's over and over again. It was this one with 23Ks, got the sub on top, and then the dub plays after. That you'll be able to see stuff like that, which, you know, if you care. I care. She's beautiful to me. She's beautiful to me. I'm gonna wreck it. She's beautiful to me. of just noticed they really don't be some of these games don't be having a whole lot of followers no more like they used to. Oh well. Calling, calling, calling me home. Calling, calling, calling. You should have liked that starting to stop. I forgot I had to download this. Give her a second. I guess we'll look at a little bit of news again until we come back. Download and be quick. I played this. Well, I didn't play. I tried to play this game, this Death Note game. It's like it tries to be kind of strategic, but it's yeah, I couldn't play it. It was not that many people in it. It was like probably like 8 people total. Live action Alice in Borderland season 3. What the fuck? Sure. Season 3 unveils new trailer. I thought Alice in Borderland was kind of straight, but like. I thought it was straight, but it didn't. Like season 2 wasn't all that good. I thought season 1 wasn't like it. Kind of let me down a bit because the ending, with like them being on what they call the beach or whatever, which is just that specific place. I thought that was kind of whack. You know, like those characters were kind of a letdown to me. I thought they. I thought sign in to PlayStation, connect your Steam account to PlayStation to see special work. Just connect it from the main screen. From the main screen. Okay, I'll do that later. So I thought it was like the them going to that beach at the end. I thought was kind of weird to me. Like I didn't really like it. It felt kind of like it just didn't have enough tension that it should have. You know. It was kind of odd to me. I don't really know how to explain it, you know. The characters I thought were kind of weird, but I think what's his name, Cheshuya, something like that. I thought he was cool. PC launch. Oh, that's what's up. Nano suits. Also, what's up? So I thought it was kind of interesting because they had. It was like he was real cool because when they showed him, when they showed like Cheshuya or whatever his name is, it was more of this like whodunit. It was this real mystery game, and he's real smart, real cunning, and so it was real interesting to watch somebody who didn't have all the information that they needed, but they had the type of wit to be able to make decisions, to be able to sort of plan and strategize and stuff like that. The other characters, it felt like they were just sort of playing by the day. The very first game that they had with Arisu and his friends, it was like, oh, okay, so this is setting it up to where Arisu is going to be like this, you know, smart dude. He's going to deduce things with his intellect and stuff like that. And then he's going to turn around and then, you know, sort of get out of some of these things. He's going to have to, you know, beat people strategically and stuff like that. And then it just turned around and it was just nothing. Like it was a guessing game, you know. Buddy was like, oh yeah, based on the size of this BMW and the way it was sitting when we went outside, you know, I'm guessing that this and this is happening, that this building is this long, and that means that we have to make our way out of this direction. And I'm like, oh shit, this man's for real. And in every game after that, luck, friends helped you, luck, like it wasn't about him being smart at all. And I'm like, you're just getting lucky at this point, you know. It felt kind of weird. It kind of just took me out of the game. I'm not gonna hold you. it really just kind of took me out. I don't know how to explain it. Season 2 got even kind of worse. It was just like, it felt like they were giving you.
As of now, Airborne Squad 7 will exterminate the Alpha Nativas occupying District 3. Their objective is the capture or dispatchment of the Elder Nativa.
Of those
pods
characters.
entering atmosphere.
I thought they were rehashing the same backstory over and over again. Like, I think her name is Uso.
1 minute until threshold is reached.
They kept saying like, oh yeah, her dad left to go climb this mountain and then never came back. Okay, we get it. Your dad.
The threshold has been surpassed.
He climbed it the first
Activating
time.
shield.
They didn't believe him, and now he went to go do it again to prove him right, or to prove him wrong, and then he ended up like dying or going missing or something like that. We get it. Give us something else.
Code red. Code red. All available drop pods will be ejected according to Protocol B32.
Damn, KSI got a big ass forehead.
No!
No! Run! No! And you'll be free to check the king.
07531. Pod landing complete.
He's going to sacrifice himself!
Removing physical shield. Opening hatch.
The hatch. Come on. Come on!
I wonder why they chose, Australian for the accent. It doesn't really sound bad. I wonder, like, what sort of, like, choices do they
Taki?
Eve, are you alright? This place is dangerous. Take my hand.
Why are you wet? What is this water? What is this? Why is it so particleized? Why is your outfit much different from hers? Somebody explain this.
This way to the rocket. You take the left.
I'm a little better. I played I played a little bit of this, like the demo before. I didn't get very far. But I'm a little better at like using the keyboard now, just a
I
little
see you
bit.
still have your combat senses.
Still kind of
Great.
trash, but
Coordinates. The rendezvous point is at 2 o'clock.
I couldn't play
400
Elden Ring.
meters in front of us.
I couldn't play no from soft
That was close.
She sounds like
Come here. Careful with your jump.
the lady that'd be like, Agent 47, your mission, should you choose to accept it? He look good. Alright. Where is it at? Can't change this yet? Okay. Damn. That way. That's, I don't know if they feel emotionally attached to them at all.
Watch out! It's an unlisted Nativa. I'll handle this one. Watch out! There's more!
I didn't get that. Got it. Stabbed him.
Great, let's go.
Right in his balls if you got him. Did y'all know Piccolo is asexual and is technically not a man? Apparently he's
body frame.
They have
Take this. It's first aid.
They like replicate themselves by like
Thank you.
dropping eggs out of their mouth.
There's more of them.
Got him. Got him. Get him out of here, coach.
Let's get out of here before more of them show up. You secured. Rendezvous point in sight. This way! Watch out for Gardner's interception.
You know, one good thing that I like is a good aggressive run. Like, that may sound kind of weird, but I like it when some. Oh shit! I tried fixing my headphones. Okay, I like when they have a good aggressive run. It's like a good run is like
Rendezvous point
it's real
in sight.
cool.
This way!
Like when you make it look powerful. You know?
Watch out for Gardner's interception.
Real like athletic stride. It's cool.
Don't stop! Keep moving, Eve. That was close. This isn't looking good. Let's go.
Look at all these NPCs.
An Alpha Nativa. Let's join them.
You know what? You still look good. Eve, take off that stupid ass tie.
No! The squad's life signs. We're the
they're
only
done
two
for.
left.
Sheesh. I never even got her email address.
Eve, pull yourself together. Taki? Listen to me. We haven't completed our mission. Now it's just up to us to see this mission through. Understand?
Like, you are literally dressed different than everybody else. Big baby.
Eve, are you ready?
Oh, he's trying. He's trying. He's trying. Look at you trying your hardest. Look at you trying your hardest. Oh, I don't think I can block those. Yeah. Oh. 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 Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Hey. Yeah, I can't play Elden Ring. I'm so sorry. I can't do it. Like, I'm dodging. I'm dodging. I'm dodging. What the fuck? Like, am I stupid? Or I'm trying to dodge at the right time. I guess maybe. No way. I don't know. Okay, I do got a parry. Okay. I'm dead. Heavy attack! Kill him now! See? I knew I'd win. Oh, she called me. Why are these two aura farming?
It wasn't an alpha, but it was a strong one.
So they lost to
You fought well.
a lesser?
Even better than during training.
Man, niggas
You
suck.
worked together, but then
Oh, suck.
The damage to your body frame is serious.
Body frame.
We have to find the supply camp. Wait, Eve. I hear something. Eve!
I mean, it is just one thing after the other.
Eve, are you alright?
Oops. They can catch a break.
Alpha Natiba.
Uh-oh. So why did y'all think that was an alpha before? That don't look nothing like it. You gonna have to take this one on your own, big baby.
Here, friend. It's me you want.
Oh, you sound like a sacrifice to me. Eve, get your ass up!
No!
Did you think your arm was gonna stop the sword, or how did that work? See, you ain't got your friend killed. Eve should have got your ass up.
Eve! Get out of here.
Taki!
See, so that's what happened when you. That's what happened when you lack it. You on the flow. You know, get up.
It's quiet.
Still, make sure to stay cautious. It's where the Alpha Natiba is.
Are we gonna just like yada yada past the fact that she just Taki'd her way out of that fight with that Alpha? Like, what did it do after killing her? Did it just let you run away? It was just like, yeah, I guess you can go now. Bring me back a McDouble.
Now, get ready. I'll be supporting with the drone.
Them shoes can't be comfortable.
So this must be Ador 7.
Yes. This was the final battlefield of civilization. It was also known as a truly colossal city.
Something is falling from the sky. A strange sensation. This must be Earth's rain.
We can admire the scenery later. We have a job to do here. The terrain data's changed recently.
Silent Street. I'm not gonna hold you. I really like rain, like areas and stuff. Those always have like the best music. Rain is unironically probably one of my favorite like weather circumstances, like in actual real life. Other people don't really like rain, like not
Falling
everybody.
debris.
You know,
Be
there's people
careful.
that like rain, obviously, but, you know, like many people think rain is like a bad thing. They want the sunny weather and stuff like that. I mean, you know, obviously sunny weather is great, but I also
Something
really like
is coming.
rain.
It's a crustacean type mix. They're coming. All right, area is clear. This is the Legion that was killed in the final war.
Roa.
There's an encrypted code in the memory stick.
It's a security code, a type of entry permit.
Is there anything else on this? Music's great so far. I don't know. I think I don't know what you really call it, but I kind of like give it ethereal, like ethereal genre. I don't know if that's right, but it's like kind of almost like angelic because it's usually not specific vocals sometimes, but it's almost like an essence of a voice, and so they'll just sort of have these like melodies that they'll say, and I think that stuff usually sounds so great. Like Made in Abyss, one of my favorite songs in general from Made in Abyss is one, I don't remember the name. I have it on YouTube. I saved it, but it is essentially like similar, and it's that moment when Rika's mom is talking to I can't remember her name, the tall lady, right, like with the white and black hair. She's talking to her, and she's like, they're telling the story about how Rika was, born essentially, and she's like, oh, so you want me to? She was like, hey, will you make sure to tell her, the story of how she got here? And she was like, oh, how she's a walking corpse and she shouldn't be alive, And she was like, yeah, yeah. She's like, yeah. And that moment when they're talking and that music that's behind that scene, where she's like, yeah, tell her about all of the sacrifices and the the unlikely stuff that had to happen for her to even be here. So it's kind of like this way of like, bro, if you are a miracle essentially, right? And so the music behind that scene and the art style is so great in that moment, because it's almost like if you think of, I think it's in like Greek paintings and stuff, or maybe Yeah, kind of like Greek mythology, where the hair of like Zeus and all these other people would be these long, just like curls behind them. You know, just be a lot of like little circular patterns to make the hair sort of longer and stuff. And so she was like, think about all of the miracles that had to happen for you to be here, as this like sort of triumphant story to keep going and trying, right? And when she says that, her hair is like super flowy behind her and it's like blowing in the wind. Peak ass moment, I swear. One of my favorite scenes. I go back and look at that. Just Made in Abyss is one of my favorite shows. I want them to keep that going. They have a movie coming out here soon. I don't know, like I didn't see too much about it, like over what exactly it's gonna like show or be about. If it's a recap or what have you, but at least they're keeping the title up, so hopefully we'll have some more season information as well. So hopefully they come out with something like that soon. But yeah, like I really like those that, and then it's called, the song is called Is, or I think the artist is called Is. I think the song is called Is, and it's from Terror and Resonance, another like just peak title. I absolutely love that title. So camps are places where you can save your progress and get some rest. You can activate them by obtaining fit items near the camps. Sit down on chairs for full HP, charge the tumbler, so it's kind of like the typical, like, my first platinum was Darksiders 3, and that's essentially what this is, and many other like Souls games and stuff. So.
Why not rest for a minute?
Oh, okay.
Resting is part of any mission.
You're gonna make me. But yeah. We gotta activate the camp. Press 3 to change survival tree. Select perfect dodge. Hold space to learn perfect dodge. Oh, that's why I couldn't do it yet. I didn't have perfect dodge. Duh. I already have that skill. Okay, say less. So I have 0 SP, so I can't get anything if I wanted to. Okay. I probably don't have no money for this anyway. Highly concentrated potion. Gold, 400. Green potion, 300, 400. Dang, I'm broke. In this economy?
Hey, why not have a look around the camp?
You punk. So you want me to rest? Oh, now we get the flashback. Boy has the grip of Hercules himself.
What's wrong?
It's nothing.
For me you're on. You have to stay alert, Eve.
Boy, whose boss is you? Talking to me like you my daddy. Bro, chill out. Sheesh. I respect it. She's true to this, not new to this. I get it. I understand it, baby. I'm here with you. I'm not gonna hold you. PC controls are still a little odd to me. Oh. Hit me. Oh. I mean, I suck a little bit, but just a little bit.
Oh, it's one of the Legion's old supply boxes.
Do you think there's anything useful?
Well, it's Legion, so compatibility shouldn't be an issue. Make sure to take everything.
Make sure to take... Oh, I probably should have said that. I was gonna say, make sure to take my balls out of your mouth, you know. But missed opportunity, I guess. Yes, I'm resting again. He shouldn't have been able to hit me in the first place. I'm gonna do it again, though. Huh? Okay, get that. Yep. Look at that big ass anchovy. Oh. Got him. Got him. Okay, he got me once. He got me once, but that was it. That was it. Still put my boot up his butt. Yes, sir.
Be careful. You see the rapids below. If you fall, it's over.
You gotta tell me twice. I got my head in the game. I'm in it to win it. Chill out, bro. I know I killed your cousin, but you gotta stop. That getting your revenge is never the way. You look like a big anchovy. Knock enemies off balance on a perfect parry. Oh, got him! Listen to me, I'm telling you. Bro, I'm telling you, that big ass fish ain't got shit on me. Like, come on, man. It's me! I don't know what you thought you was gonna do. You tried it! He tried! What are you aiming at? Eve, come on now. Stop embarrassing me. You tried it. And you failed. Mission failed successfully. Because you had no business touching me in the first place. That's assault. Give me that. Yes, sir. Wait. I don't like missing stuff. Okay, so do I go? So maybe that direction is where I need to go, possibly. So maybe we hold off on going here for now. Locate places you can hang. Wait, stop. That was not a part of this. Got him. You thought you were gonna hit me with that weak ass shit? Come on! Give me a challenge, man! Bro, I do this. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this. Why does she dodge when I press my click button? Gear is equipment that can improve Eve's combat abilities. You can equip gear and gear sockets to boost your desired combat capabilities. You can access gear sockets in the equipments tab by pressing escape. You can collect Omni bolts to unlock more slots and equip more gear. Say less. Okay, let's try that now, I guess. Combo attack equipment gear. Sure. Exterior. Planet diving suit. Black Kunoichi. Okay, I'ma stop. White. It's kind of silvery. Yeah. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me.
Are other cities in a similar state?
By comparison, this city is looking pretty good. After the colony extinction, most places were nothing but dust.
Gaming is back, baby!
Huh? Wait, there's a fusion cell. Let's open the car's hood.
I hit it or what?
Oh, surprise. At least the fusion cell's intact.
Fusion cell?
It's a high-energy compression battery. Thanks to that, Earth's night isn't dark yet.
Oh, it's the previous generation of the Infinity Cell.
Be sure to keep that. It's very valuable.
So let's go this way first. Should I? Let's sounds kind of problematic. Let's wait. Let's go this way. You bitch. I dodged that. I should have known they was gonna do that. Yep, you still ain't shit. I'm still the best. Hopefully I get used to PC stuff, because right now my hands really enjoy like controller, because that's what I'm used to. Okay, good look for a key code. Alright, possibly. Damn.
The memory stick's fried.
You see, I'm moving around a little erratically, just a little bit. Okay. I need to go that way, so... No! Okay. Oh, no. Oh, fuck. See, I didn't want to deal with this just yet.
It's a trap.
Alright, fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Look at all these explosions! Am I the best? I guess you could say that. Oh, say less. I'm gonna just go back here now. Like, I'm not even gonna go there just yet. Oh, I can't even go there yet. Thought I was crazy. But I saw more pickups. Okay, we're back in it. We're back in it. Okay, if I do that, I should get first dibs on attacking. Get him. Get him. Stupid punk.
We're in the clear. Where do we go now?
This way. There are traces of markers left behind by the Legion.
That way. Okay. Can I do other stuff first? Okay, so this is probably what, like, yeah, I'll probably go in over there. Are you ready? Oh, oh, oh. Who else wanted? Who else wanted? Handing out ass whoopings all day, baby. For free. Oh, you tried it. Thought he had me. Now look at you. Somebody come pick your man up.
May your memories live on. Forever.
Number of beta cores required for max beta energy increase. Bro's head is gone. Oh, duh. I thought you was gonna give me something interesting. See, I can't get over that though, because I mean, I don't think I saw anything with. Maybe it's like over here, and I gotta like go all the way down here first. Hit that, hit that. Fuck up his day. Do it. Shit. Okay, you went absolutely nowhere with that. They're bad. I don't think there'd be anything over there. I don't know if y'all know about a game. It's called Remember Me. In like a sort of dystopian, cyber-infused world. Kind of cyberpunk before cyberpunk was cyberpunk. That was a dope game. It's like, it was about changing people's memories and stuff like that. That was cold. Decades have passed since the appearance of nativas and the evacuation of humankind to the colony. They say the airborne squad is descending to rescue the remaining humankind, but there's no sign. Boker. Got the Boke. Give me a large Boke and Bocklet bit Bookie. Bokor.
The memory stick still has the security code registered. It also has record of a message log.
Scan complete.
Boker. Let's go play some Boker. Now I gotta go beat that idiot again. This is what they said, 99-cent store. I tried to dodge that too. Let's see, you're trying your hardest. You tried so hard. God bless your heart. If I could teabag you, I would. That'd be a treat for you, though. That's more than you deserve. Let's try to avoid that thing again. Oh no, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming over here. You idiot! I tried to spare you, bro. I was too close to it. I was too close to it. Ew. What even are you? You look like Ursula. It doesn't matter. You're dead. Clean up on aisle U. Oh, that's not even it. It's a 4. Oh, I can't even pick anything yet. Oh, I don't even have the numbers. Oh, so I came up here for no reason. Okay. I'm gonna pretend like that didn't happen. The rest of those are not painted like that, so I might, yeah. Oh, this way. Okay. See, I'm getting it. Yes, sir. Dying Light remaster? Oh, what the fuck? You know what? Just for that. We're gonna just end it right there. 10 o'clock. Gonna just end it right there. It's actually like kind of straight though. Nikki, what is it? Nier Automata, great game. Fantastic game. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Anybody watching this, thanks so much for attending the stream. Sheesh. Oh my gosh. Yet another stream in the books. Thanks so much for being here. If you're watching this as a VOD, thank you so much, especially if you made it to the end. I appreciate you so much. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock. And then we'll be in the weekend, baby. So thank you so much. I appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. To my ex, fuck you. I hope you choke on a biscuit. Appreciate y'all. Thank you. Bye-bye.